Whoa, this is what's gonna happen with cryptocurrency in the end. Oh, that's very... Oh, hi, I'm Dane Baptiste, and welcome to my A-Z of Blackness. A lot of you might think that B would stand for Bagel King or maybe even barbershops. Because before social media, barbershops were how you found out what was viral, what was trending, and what needed to be cancelled. You also got a few deals on a few pirate movies and handbags. You know, just like the internet. No, in fact, RB is a very new word, which is blacktronising, the patronising of black people, like mansplaining, but by racists. Blacktronising is another way of people saying something condescending to black people like, oh, you're one of the good ones. This has never been a compliment to any black person that doesn't own a MAGA hat. Another example of being blacktronised is when people try and reduce the black experience of racism by saying some stupid shit like, well, I think that class breeds more than race. Why don't you shut your thin, chapped, uncreamed lips? Don't blacktronize me. I mean, guys, just relax. There's no conspiracy theory here. It's not like anybody has attempted to galvanize groups of black men in prison alongside those discharged from the army, legal black gun owners, the NFAC, parolees, various gang organizations, BLM, the Nation of Islam, Fruit of Islam, 5% Nation, and focus their strength and power to overthrow their oppressors. We are not trying to overthrow white people. Or are we? If you're a man, you old as hell and you're a magical Negro like Morgan Freeman. Or you young as hell and you gotta act like Lil Wayne. If you're a woman, you gotta be a mammy or you gotta be some kind of sex pot like Cardi B. That's not how we all work. We'll come back to that though. So I know some of you were thinking you wanted me to talk about my dick, the talisman of black masculinity. Look, having a big dick is a blessing and a curse. You know why? In a patriarchal society where it's the biggest dick that has the biggest clout, well, maybe slavery would have ended earlier if people weren't so intimidated by our big old diggity dick. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with having big lips. Who wants to kiss someone else's gums? That's disgusting. You want to French kiss someone's nose? Ain't nothing wrong with having a natural pout. Ladies and gentlemen and members of the non-binary community, at the end of the day, there's no disability associated with being black. Although, sometimes I use disabled toilets because structural racism damages my social mobility. D could be for destruction of black civilization. You take away our names, religion, language, freedom to marry, associate, learn, plus take away our ability to own any equity, how do you not expect us to be a little bit destructive? The other issue is, when we don't own stuff, like, we can't have any kind of legacy. So when you get to a certain age as a black person, you can't work. But Charlie Sloth is 42, and Tim Westwood is old enough to be my dad, and the blackest thing about him is his hair dye. The guy is older than all of OFB combined. I'm just saying that black people, just by the number of Ds I came up with, are very diverse, and we don't just come from Africa. You get black people that are black goths, you can get black Scientologists, black people into anime, black people into having like fluffy sex orgies, maybe, I don't know them, farts, which are terrible, especially for black people still eating lactose. And some of you black bodybuilders using that creatine. You know what your farts are like, and don't fuck me up because I said it either. No, no. RF is for the silent killer of black people, and that is fructose. If you don't know, fructose is another name for cornstarch. First of all, how the fuck are you getting syrup and starch from corn? I never saw Native Americans doing that. But now we do it and we make it into sugar, so Christians, Muslims, young, old, we can all become addicts. And I'm speaking as an addict. I love sugar. I love going to America and having sugar. In the UK, we got one type of Skittles. Americans got 5. And we drink carbonated beverages here, but you guys drink soda, like orange soda, and it's better than Fanta. Is it true? You bet your fucking ass it is. Nah, they don't suspect a thing. They gave me all the money. Yeah, I saved some of it, but you know, yeah, the plan's cool. I gotta call you back. Salam alaikum. Ocean, the goddess of fresh waters, and Baron Samedi from the voodoo religion. Now, he ain't a god, but he's a spirit. But if white people can worship the devil and L. Ron Hubbard, we can have Baron Samedi, goddammit! Sorry, I shouldn't have said the Lord's name in vain. But you know, at the end of the day, we are a God-blessed people. Which brings us very nicely on to the letter H. Some of you will, like me, will pronounce it H. Some of you will use the other pronunciation, which goes, I don't care, it's incorrect. Anyway, H can also mean H because a lot of Caribbean people tend to add H to anything with a vowel. For example, innuendo, everybody, interference, idiot, haktar, as well as homophobia, which is the way you pronounce it anyway. Also, on the subject of in-flight security, how the hell is a black person to get through security with 25 milliliters of moisturizer? Why do we look suspicious when we're coming back? Because I've only got 1 day of moisturizer for a dirty weekend. That's why my skin looks crusty, security. If I had beard oil, I wouldn't look like Osama bin Laden or bin not creaming. At the end of the day, all black people deserve a holiday, or as I like to call it, a Caucasian, just to take a break from all of the racial oppression. Lord knows you deserve it. Malcolm, Martin, Marcus, and Medgar, all great men, but they all came from a mother. We are a matriarchal society and we love our mothers. And if you disrespect my melanated mother, well, you can suck your mum through your granddad's dick. How about that? Next, we have the letter N, which is for that word. You know the word, the N word. People keep asking, why can't we say it? Why can't we say it? First of all, we know you're saying it in the comments, but the reason why is because within communities, they have their own ways of addressing one another. Like for example, your dad might call your mum a dirty slut in the bedroom. Doesn't mean I can do it, but if you want to take it there, I'm happy to call your mum a slut, the slutty slut that she is. Our P represents one of the most poignant civil wars in black culture. Is it planting or plantain? A divide between Africans and Caribbeans. Well, we settle this today with Dane's theory. Plantain is pronounced tin because it's a common noun. Because the pronunciation is tin, you know, just like fountain or mountain. Common nouns. The pronunciation of tain in a suffix is for verbs like maintain or contain or detain. Not for common nouns like plantain or fountain or mountain. That's right, all of my continental African brothers and sisters. Caribbeans were right. It's plantain. I'm not doing this again, okay? I don't want any mentions in my mentions. I don't want any adiolas hollering at this geezer. And I know some of my Nigerian brothers out there been like, yeah, but Dane, what about domain? What about romaine? Romaine? Are you serious? When's the last time someone served you romaine lettuce with your jollof on your suya? It's plantain. I'm not doing this again. Conversation done. We begin with the letter U, which can be for many things, including Channel U. Because way before Grime Daily, SBTV, Spiff TV, World Star, and even Link Up, One Channel was the emerging home of black British music. We salute you, Channel U, and Lady Fury for keeping it a black-owned platform. U can also be for underclass, uneducated, underdog, a bunch of words used to describe black people. Because we are the underdog, and we have triumphed over insurmountable odds throughout history. You don't get any more underdog than that. I'm not saying that black people are the real-life Avengers, but I am saying a lot of people have come to our countries and stole our gems for infinity. Just saying. U is for unity, not United Nations, because I don't know who is united right now. We have Brexit, left wing, right wing, NATO, Russia doing nerve gas attacks. Nothing says privilege more than a UN peacekeeper, chilling like it's nothing in a black country while people go to war for resources. You're not a peacekeeper, you're a referee. No, unity is about us all being united, just like the airline. Because when you think about it, human life is like being on a plane. You need a mask to get through it. You have different classes, but at the end of the day, whatever happens, if one of us goes down, we are all going down apart from the black box. And when I say black box, I mean the African woman's vagina, where all human beings come from because of the mitochondrial DNA. Look it up. When people say immigrant these days, or they say, oh, I don't know how I feel about immigrants, that's the new N word and the new P word. When people say stuff like, I can't handle all these immigrants coming in our country, we all know they don't mean anybody from South Africa or Poland or Belgium. They mean black people, brown people, and Chinese people. Well, poor Chinese people. X, in this case, is just for X, because that's the way black people like to keep their names synonymous from the government, and it's also how we reclaim the names that were stolen from us. Malcolm X, Clarence X, X-Clan, the X-Men, which is in fact a metaphor for the civil rights struggle in America, Terminator X, who was a DJ for Public Enemy. X marks the spot for self-determination for our people. We are at the end of our journey, finally on Z. And who better to do the last letter than the first lady of digital media, ZZ Mills.
So ZZ is for me, myself and I, and also the famous song by Kodak Black, but we don't fuck with Kodak Black because Kodak Black said he doesn't like dark-skinned women. So Kodak Black, suck your mum. And anyone else actually that doesn't like dark-skinned women. Anyway, moving on, we have ZIGZAG, and ZIGZAG is for all the men out there that are zigging and zagging, saying that they don't eat arse when you really do because you eat pumps, and the two holes are not far from each other. And then we have Zoot, Ziggy, Zubi. They've written here that I don't smoke, but I don't know who told them that because nothing is better than high sex. I mean, elite shit, I tell ya. Zulu is the word we are going for as it's the name of the many different tribes of people that make up blackness. Africa as a continent is a home to so many different groups that is a whole separate A to Z of blackness. From the Akan tribe to the Zulu tribe, blackness and black culture between the 0.8 billion souls on this earth is so rich and varied that we couldn't fit them all in. But that's enough from me. Back to you, Dane.
So that brings us to the end of our series of the A-Z of Blackness. Hopefully, we've given you a whole new dimension to your image of blackness outside of sports, drugs, entertainment, and crime that mainstream media shows you. But this ain't the only A to Z. If you have any suggestions, feel free to send them in or comment below. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share for more content. And if you didn't like it, you can shut the fuck up. Thank you very much. Let me ask you guys a question. You ever seen a job getting stolen before?